We have started to record the most recent session of SPCH 1113, Introduction to Public Speaking, for the first summer session. It is Monday, June 3rd, 2024. We have a very busy week coming up, so without any further ado, let's go in the student preview section of Blackboard Ultra to announcements. This has changed and it will directly impact all of you. So let me quote, please be sure to first watch each instructor course video, recorded and posted on the same day, no later than 1 p.m. Thursday, instructor course videos will be recorded and posted in the evenings, weeks 2, 3, 4, and 5, to include all graded speeches for that week. Check in daily to acquaint yourself with Blackboard Ultra and watch all videos as often as possible. Good luck. Second, all demonstrative speech videos or links to videos must be submitted to my email address as you see on the screen, and there's a link, no later than Thursday, June 6th at 5:30 p.m. We're here, of course, to provide assistance and answer questions, view all of the recorded archives at your convenience for research purposes, and complete all of your assignments on time. Thanks. This is going to change every week, the material that is in green. With the number of people in this course that I'll show you in a couple of minutes, you can take all of the week for week 2, demonstrative speeches, week 3, informative speeches, week 4, persuasive speeches, and week 5, wildcard speeches. I would strongly encourage you to take as much time as possible during the week, record, practice, record again, save all of the videos that we don't see, and then send me, for my benefit, the best take that you believe encapsulates the professionalism of that particular week's presentation. So as long as I have all of your speeches for the week, no later than 5:30 every Thursday beginning this week for demonstrative speeches, you'll be fine. Let me reinforce what's in green under first. Thursday, instructor course videos will be recorded and posted in the evenings to include all graded speeches for that week. I'm trying to be very faithful to the concept on Blackboard Ultra because we're all learning new technologies for my videos to be 30 minutes or less, other than the days that the graded speeches are due. Every Thursday, I'm going to start to record right around 5:45 or 6 p.m. so I can include all of your graded speeches on the Thursday instructor course video. Then I'll post them later in the day. I feel it's important to chronicle for prosperity everything that you've done in real time. If you do a deep dive on my YouTube channel from last year, first summer session of 2023, 19 course sessions, first summer session of 2022, also 19 course sessions. Technically, I have 20 videos this year because of the course preview video on Blackboard Ultra that is also available on my YouTube channel. But I think if you go back and watch some of those videos, you'll notice that they're very long, especially on Wednesdays and Thursdays, because those classes were a little bit bigger. This year, I have 7 people in the course. I can take all of your materials, place them on Thursday videos, discuss them with positive constructive criticism, but make certain they're available for posterity. Sometimes people will give me material on Loom or post it on their YouTube channel and then take it down. And I want to make certain that everything is available for me to evaluate in real time, but also for your classmates to examine as well. So again, take all a week, as long as I have your speeches every week, Thursdays by 5:30, you'll be fine for demonstrative, informative, persuasive, and wild card. Use all of that time. Tomorrow, I am going to talk a little bit about the process by which you actually record, such as if you're recording, I would always have my headphones, trying to make certain that they're in the screen. I would always have my headphones plugged in, because if you include any interactivity in your videos, if you don't have your headphones plugged in, and you can hear the natural sound, we're going to get basically what amounts to double audio. Whenever you're watching these videos, you'll notice that when I incorporate videos from years gone by, it sounds very natural. It's because I plugged in my headphones. If you incorporate audio into your presentation and you don't plug in your headphones, there's going to obviously be a problem. But that's why you practice. That's why you record. You'll feel much more comfortable as the weeks go on. You'll feel like an old pro. The advantage is if you stay at SAU or go someplace else and you're communicating by this format, not only will you be more professional, but you'll know some of the tricks of the trade, which we'll talk a little bit about tomorrow. Do you want to use Loom with a free subscription for 30 days? Do you want to use Microsoft SharePoint so you can incorporate on some area of the screen your webcam? And I'm going to move that for a particular reason, because I've been experimenting over the weekend, and I'll show you how that works shortly. Back to the content area. When you scroll to the syllabus, this is what I want to show you. Under the course itinerary, what we're going to be working on this week, so we have today being research, tomorrow being topic selection, and even though Demonstrative Speech Day 1 is scheduled for Wednesday, I'm going to break down a couple of presentations that have been given in years gone by. So our Demonstrative Speech Day 2 can include everyone who is in this course. Research, topic selection, Day 1 and Day 2. And that's the rhythm that we'll go into for the final 16 class periods, the last 4 weeks of the term. I have something new to show you. We have the syllabus, the course itinerary, the speech critique, which I'll open up again tomorrow. This is new, the course speech schedule. Everyone who is in this course, there are 7 people, and for Curry, Davis, Johnson, Knuckles, Rutherford, Thompson, Torrance, you have now what amounts to 3 full days of preparation by 5:30 p.m. on Thursday the 6th for the demonstrative speech. I will include all of your presentations on those Thursday course videos, which will probably be somewhere from 60 to 90 minutes. We'll play it by ear, but every moment of every speech will be included, whether it's 4 or 5 or 6 minutes. And then whenever I scroll down here, all speech videos or links to videos must be submitted to my email address, as it highlights, no later than each Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Keep me appraised regularly so I may assist you during your speech preparation processes. Thanks. Visualize success. Also keep this in mind, and please look at me while I'm saying this. I am a good audience. I do not believe in negative constructive criticism. I don't think you learn from negative constructive criticism, because then all of a sudden you're looking over your back thinking Professor Reppert's going to nail me if I drop any G's or if I have any vocalics or if I have any grammar or slang. That's why you watch all of the videos. That's why occasionally you watch them with closed captioning. That's why you watch them with the audio down. How do you present yourself to an audience? So in terms of the syllabus itself, with all of our presentations being, as you're well aware now, from 4 to 6 minutes, putting this on the screen to make certain that you can start thinking about this. Canva, Google Slides, if you want to use Microsoft PowerPoint, that's certainly acceptable, but start thinking about how you can tell a story in 6 slides, with the length being 4 to 6 minutes. And then you need to start thinking about something else. Where can you place your webcam? Whether you're using Loom, Loom, like me, or whether you're using Microsoft SharePoint, where can you, watch me, where can you place your webcam in such an area that is going to be comfortable for you? Ordinarily, I would go to the upper right-hand corner when I'm showing videos in the Loom platform, but I've got a little bit of a technical issue if I try to do it in real time. So for today, I'm going to leave it on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Because here's what we're going to do next. Because today technically is demonstrative speech research, we are going to do some research into slide construction and storytelling in terms of visuals or images, video clips, or text from 2 different speeches. Those links are available in the student preview mode on Blackboard. The first one we're going to look at in a couple of minutes is going to be from the fall intersession of 2020 during the pandemic. This is right around 5 minutes, and it was done on Loom. Make a shirt using heat transfer vinyl. Our final speech of the day is going to be poor man's pie. So what are we doing for a demonstrative speech? It is a process. It is a how-to speech. How to make a shirt using heat transfer vinyl. How to make poor man's pie. So today we're looking at a craft, and then we're looking at cooking, as opposed to what we were doing the other day, how to properly vaccinate your dog at home and making a glass music frame souvenir. Next on the agenda is going to Sarah. This is her speech from fall intersession of 2020. I reserve the right once in a while to take my webcam and probably move it around the screen. But because Loom gives you the default bottom left-hand corner of the screen, it's never going to deviate. It's always going to look the same. But before we get into the speech, think about where your webcam is, and is it getting into the way of any of your text? You'll notice when I'm on the announcements area of Blackboard Ultra, it is getting in the way of some of the text on the bottom. That's where you can experiment and make certain that for a particular slide, maybe you just move it over a little bit, or you arrange it in such a way that we can read everything. This is from the fall intersession of 2020. Let's watch the presentation in its entirety and then break it down. This is Sarah Hillis.
Hey everybody, my name is Sarah Hillis, and today I'm going to show you a quick little tutorial that explains how to make a shirt using heat transfer vinyl. Our first step is step 1. You want to gather all your materials so that you have everything in one place and you're not scrambling around in between the steps to try to get everything together. At that point, it's a lot easier if you just start with everything you need. First off, you're going to need a shirt, just a blank shirt. You can get those at Walmart, online, anywhere, pretty much anywhere. They sell plain shirts. Vinyl, you can get an image that's already cut out for places like, I think Walmart and Hobby Lobby have those. websites like Etsy would have some more custom options on those. Or you can do like I'm going to do in the video today, and you can make your image yourself. That's totally optional. If you're going to do that, you're going to need a vinyl cutting machine, and then you're going to need a heat press. You can technically do these with irons, but a heat press works much better just because of the square that goes down on the shirt. It more evenly distributes the heat than an iron would do, and it gets a lot hotter than most irons are going to get at home too. Step 2, you're going to ready your image, whether that be you're going to buy an image online from Etsy like I mentioned before, or you can create your own image. Here in this video I've created my own image. I actually bought 2 images from Etsy and joined them together and did a few edits to make them fit my specific needs. And then I made sure along the bottom, if you're going to make your own image, you need to check your settings, make sure it's set for what you're doing. So I'm doing heat transfer vinyl, so I need to have that selected in my settings as well as my blade settings, and to make sure that my image is going to cut out a mirror copy. When you cut it out, you're going to pull away the backing and it will leave a mirrored image that you will flip over on top of your shirt. The next video is showing my machine cutting out the image, just to kind of show you how it goes. And once it's done, like I said, I will pull the backing off and then place it on the shirt, which leads us into the next step, which is step 3, which is to preheat your heat press and to get the image on the shirt. I didn't show that part here because while I was recording this, my image was still cutting out, and then I had to pull the excess vinyl away, which is called weeding. So I was still needing to weed the image while this was happening. So this will show you, I just flipped the machine on. I've already kind of selected what I wanted to heat to, so this is showing that it's in the preheating process. And then you're going to smooth out the shirt. You don't want any wrinkles to be there when you put your image on, because then those wrinkles will be underneath the image and they'll kind of be permanent, and it will prevent the image from adhering fully to the shirt, which is really important for being able to wear it for a long term, because if your image doesn't adhere fully, it's not going to last very long once you start washing and that sort of thing. And you're going to want to double check your placement on your shirt. Make sure if you want your image centered, that you're really focused on getting it centered, or if you want it off to the left, the right. Sometimes that requires some measuring, some readjusting, and you just want to double check that before you push the lever down, because once the lever's down, that's kind of it, and that's where your image is going to be. Step 4 is to finally press your image. You're just going to pull the lever down, and then you're going to turn the knob on the top, which adjusts the pressure. You want the pressure to be relatively high because it's going to hold that shirt and the image tight with the heat tightly on top, and it's going to help that image to adhere to your shirt as best as it possibly can, which is going to make it to where you can wear it longer without the image peeling or anything like that. Step 5 is to peel off the plastic backing to reveal your finished product. You're just going to lift it when your timer goes off, and you're just going to, I do right here, I do a hot peel, which is when it's, as soon as it's ready, you just peel it straight off while it's still hot. Some different vinyls are going to want you to do a cold peel, which is where you let it cool first, then peel it. Those instructions are with the vinyl when you buy it, so you just want to make sure you're doing it correctly. It's a smooth finish here. It's stuck on there really good, and that makes my shirt complete. And I'm showing it here with the outfit that I made it for. This is for my 8-year-old daughter, Lila. The Shake It Off is a song title by Taylor Swift. That's her signature at the bottom. I bought those images and then put them on the shirt for her to match a pair of pants that my mom got her for Christmas. So it's a great hobby to have, to be able to do some things at home and to customize things you want, especially if you have kids like me. I have 4 girls, so they're always wanting something. So I hope that you enjoyed this little tutorial and maybe learned something. Thank you.
What I appreciate from Sarah, and I'm going to intentionally mute her audio and put on closed captioning, is the creative nature that she incorporates video into her slides and the process. Watch. This is what all of you should do after you've recorded a number of takes. Turn the audio down, pay attention to your eye contact, put closed captioning in such a place where you can check to see whether or not you're speaking in complete sentences. She's very thoughtful in putting together a story because you are storytellers as public speakers. For the process speech, it's simple in the respect that you're going from step 1 through step 3 or step 4. You'll notice the transition from step 2 to step 3. Occasionally, she is incorporating video into the slides, whatever you feel is most comfortable for you. She has her webcam in the bottom left-hand corner. She has the timer on the screen. I don't use the timer because I'm going to be, other than the Thursdays, about 30 minutes or less. There she starts the video. She's going through the process of preheating the heat press with the image. When you get to the end of the speech, notice another video clip. And eventually, if I let it play long enough, you're going to see the final product. It's done very well. That's her title slide, taking off the closed captioning, looking at the camera. Most of you will record on multiple occasions. Now, let me show you one other example. That was from fall intercession of 2020. Now what you're going to see is a cooking speech. This is from Lexi Belt, and she's talking about something from fall of 2020 during the pandemic that is a family favorite. She's talking about making poor man's pie.
Everyone, so my name is Lexi, and today I'm going to be doing my demonstrative speech on how to make a poor man's pie. So a poor man's pie is something that I learned from my mom. It's been in our family for quite a while. My mom learned it from her Mamaw Seal, is what they called her, which was her great-grandma. And her Mamaw Seal always made it for every holiday, and it was always my mom's favorite. So when her Mamaw Seal passed away, I sadly never got the chance to meet her, but when she passed away, my mom decided that she wanted to keep it in the family, keep it as a tradition. So she always made it for every Christmas, Thanksgiving, everything like that. And it's always been one of my favorite things that she has made. I tell her every year she has to make it. So I decided to learn how to do it myself. She taught me, and now I'm going to teach y'all how to do it. So the ingredients are really simple. It's just going to be a half a stick of butter, a half a cup of water, a cup of sugar, a half a cup of flour, a 4th teaspoon of salt, 1 can pet milk, nutmeg, and a pie crust. And I'll show you guys the picture of the ingredients on my counter. So this is when I made it the other day. I went ahead and took a picture. Sorry guys, my cat's over here. So I will say this pet milk that's under the nutmeg, I usually use the brand name Pet Milk. It'll actually say that on there. They didn't have that when I went to the store, so this is like kind of an off-brand, but it's fine. It tastes the same. And then with the crust, so this time I made it with a pecan crust. But I have some pictures I'll show y'all at the end of a pie that I made a few weeks ago, and I had used a graham cracker crust instead. We kind of use different crust every time, just whatever we're feeling. I will say the graham cracker crust though, it tastes good, but it can be very crumbly. So our favorite is this pecan pie crust. But pretty much anything, even if you want to make your own crust, you can, but we just kind of cheat and buy a pie crust from the store. That one's my favorite though, the pecan. So the directions are really simple. There's only 8 of them. So first you just place your butter and water in a pot and you slowly melt it over medium heat. I just sit there and kind of stir it a little bit. And then you mix in a separate bowl your sugar, flour, and your salt together. And so then once your butter is melted, you slowly whisk in that flour mixture until it's all combined. And then after that's combined, you'll slowly pour in the can of milk and you'll stir it constantly. You're not supposed to like walk away from the pot or anything because it can cook pretty quick. And you want to do it on low to medium heat because if you do it on high heat, it's kind of easy to burn. If it starts to boil, then you know it's overcooking or anything like that. So we do it on medium to low heat, and then once it's the right consistency, you'll pour it into the pie crust. The consistency should be pretty thick, but still not thick enough to where you can't pour it. So I usually tell it's ready by I'll get the wooden spoon and I'll kind of pick some up, and when I pour it and it kind of just pulls on the top, I know that it's ready. So then you pour it into that pie crust and you sprinkle a little bit of nutmeg on the top while it's still warm. Nutmeg's kind of strong, so we don't do too much, but we do just enough where you can still taste it. And then the pie, sometimes it takes more than 2 hours to cool. I don't know why. Usually it takes at least 2 hours. A few weekends ago when I made it, it took a little bit over 2 hours. We cut into it, it wasn't done, it was kind of runny, so just make sure you let it set up. If you go to cut into it and it's not, it looks like it's melting or something, just let it sit for a few more hours. You'll know when it's ready though. So this is my final result. As you can see on the left picture, you can kind of see what I was talking about, that graham cracker crust was very crumbly. And then on the right here, this is what I made for dinner one night. Don't mind those other things, but you can see the pie on the right. I was really proud of it. That was the first time that I had made it, and I was really nervous because my mom's is always so good. I wanted mine to be good too, but it turned out really good. And this is one of my favorites, so if y'all have never tried this before, you might want to try it. Make it for your family, maybe a boyfriend or girlfriend. I think it's really good. It's really easy to make, so let me know if you try it.
What is impressive about Lexi's speech is her eye contact. Now we'll just go back a little bit, put on closed captioning, turn down the audio, and pay attention to, this is basically the last minute of her presentation, but it was a combination, like you saw with our first speech, of text and other data. Now this is playing it from the beginning with her title slide. Is she speaking in a complete sentence structure like our first speaker? Absolutely. But we'll leave it there for the time being. Before we wrap things up for the day, I want to show you a few more items. We'll start with my website. In this location, you can scroll through, as I've shown you previously, for all different types of demonstrative speeches, speeches with audio and video. The advantage when you go to my website with the link available from Blackboard Ultra is that all of these projects open in separate windows. Next, I want to show you my YouTube channel. When you're at my YouTube channel, keep in mind when you click on the videos section, you can scroll through and find all different types of lectures, speech topics, just to give you ideas for audio, for video, whatever you think is important in your processes of preparation. And finally, let's go back to Blackboard Ultra. Because from this location, we have all of these speeches that you can look at, and we'll do some more tomorrow, because it's going to be topic selection. But let's wrap it up by going back to announcements. Everything that you do in here is going to be completed by Thursday of each week, no later than 5:30. Please make certain that you keep that in mind. So go back today and watch the videos that you saw from Sarah, fall intersession of 2020, and Lexi from the fall of 2020, and try to think, hey, if I'm doing cooking or crafting for a how-to demonstrative speech, what my particular thought process is. Tomorrow, We'll be looking at topic selection, but also the methodologies by which you're going to record, whether it's Loom, Microsoft SharePoint, or something else. So start thinking about those, and that concludes the recording session for today.